Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be designing a May health and fitness planner spread using a lined vertical layout in my classic Happy Planner. So come plan with me. And I've got these washi tapes here, ready to go, as well as these narrative hues overlay tapes, this mini scrapbook cardstock paper pack, and the stat stickers, which I made on my computer, along with this Happy Planner sticker book, which I'll pull from. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and lay down some wax paper because I have no idea what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to put down some fresh tape because I know I'm going to need to work this guy a little bit. Right from the start, I had pulled this cardstock paper because I really liked the color and I thought it matched up well with the florals that I was thinking to use. And I'm now pulling in a Planning Thing pastel book that maybe I'll use for some boxes. I'm going to pull in this scrapbook paper, so let's maybe try this circle punch and punch out a circle of the cardstock maybe for like a decor piece. And then I thought, well, I don't know. I really didn't think about pulling boxes or anything for this spread, so that's why I'm going through all of these different sticker books right now and just thinking, do I have anything with the right color scheme to bring in some box stickers maybe for this spread? And I'm sorry about my hair. I keep seeing it in frame. It's like in a huge messy bun on the top of my head, and of course it keeps coming in, so I was going to try to cut it out, but I keep seeing it, so anyway, you'll get that little lovely added tidbit to this, to this spread. I'm laughing because this just is funny. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and try out some washi tapes because I was pretty much unsuccessful with finding some colorful boxes to work in. So let's just get a feel for maybe even how the spread's going to go and then see what I need to do as far as bringing in boxes or what have you. So I've got that washi tape that I kind of wanted to use, but now I'm rethinking it. The color is not quite as green as I thought it was on the roll, so that is a factor. And then I've got these paper florals that I'm going to try to work in, so let's go ahead and see if I can get those to work. I wasn't even going to do this video, you guys. I was like, I don't know, kind of beat from the week, and I was going to do actually a different video that would have taken even more effort on my part, and I was just going to be like, no, I just can't this week, and was going to just leave it. But then the last minute, a friend of mine canceled our weekly walk, and so I thought, oh, I'll have a little extra time. Maybe I can get this one in. So that's what I'm doing, but as you can see, it's not as prepared as usual. And this, I'm just laughing because it's like this big bird's nest coming into frame every 2 seconds. Yeah, okay. Anyway, not much more I can do about that now that it's all filmed. I'll try to ignore it, even though it's hard for me to ignore. So back to what I'm doing here. So I just decided to make a cluster there at the bottom with those paper florals, and then I tied in that circle punch cardstock just to see if that could bring a little bit of a solid color element, which I feel like I needed on the spread. So I've got that. I've played around with some of the washi tapes, maybe do a little bit of that layering with the script washi and the Planning Thing washi I have in the marbled pink and orange tones. So I'm liking that center cluster. I think that will give me enough space around to do what I need to do if I have, not too much food to log in there underneath these stat stickers, which I'm laying in now. And I just used the stat stickers that I made on my computer in a basic black, and then I'm layering it with those narrative hues overlay tapes, kind of bringing in a little bit of color that way. Originally, I was going more towards the peachy tone, but the florals actually have a little bit more pink tone, so we're going to mix both of those together. There will be some areas that have more pink and some that have more of that peachy tone. Now that I've got color in as far as those overlay tapes, I decided to add a little bit more of that washi tape here at the bottom just to flank the sides of the floral cluster. And then I thought I would try again with the washi I originally wanted to use. That was a subtle green, but again, it wasn't really fitting anymore with the styling that I had. So we'll just leave that off to the side and see what we can do with the rest of this cardstock. If I want to punch more circles or maybe do a background. I'm not quite sure yet how I want this to play out. So my idea is to maybe fill those top boxes with this cardstock as a background. I'm just kind of measuring the size of those boxes using my ruler, and then I'll go ahead and cut this cardstock down. The nice thing is that it's exactly 6 inches, which is the width of the boxes, the 4 boxes together. So that works out really nice. And I'll just do another cut there for the opposite side to get that balance. And now let's see, maybe add some more floral elements and leaves up here on the corner and the sidebar. Just trying to figure out exactly where it will go. Definitely want to layer a little bit of the leaves over. So let's go ahead and drop this behind the wax paper so I can do the layering on top, and that way it'll be easier for me to make adjustments. I was thinking to use the corner since I've got that big center area, but then I realized, oh, I should probably put it in the top corners and not the bottom corners. So we'll reset there and try to rearrange these so I can get them into the top corners without taking up too much space there on Sunday. Ideally, I would work out 6 days a week like I used to back in the day before COVID when I used to go to the gym. I miss those days, you guys. I would take those 6 days and then I would rest on Saturday. So I wouldn't need all the space there for a workout on Sunday. But honestly, I mean, if you guys follow my channel, you know my flip-throughs show exactly how good my progress has been on working out regularly, and it's not been good. Ever since COVID, I just kind of lost my groove, and then not really feeling comfortable yet to go back to the gym just because I have respiratory issues. So my workouts are just like when I'm feeling it. I plan for 6 days just in case I have a good week, but normally it's like 3 to 4 days lately, if that. Some days if I have a really allergic week and are feeling kind of down. But I like to plan just in case and give myself room for workout tracking on those days. So that said, I am just trying not to put too much of the decor there on top of the Sunday background box. I'm thinking this whole time that I'm going to need to add some kind of element so that I can write in the workouts, either right on top of the cardstock or maybe like some kind of white box or maybe even green boxes with an outline, of green. So that's what I'm working with in my mind as I'm laying in this decor. And I am focusing it on the corners, but as you can see, it's very symmetrical in a sense design where I have the 2 top corners and the center on the bottom. Creates a nice triangular shape, which is very pleasing to the eye. If you are looking for design ideas, this is a great way to approach a design in your style. focusing your decor into the top corners and then putting some decor there in the center on the bottom, creating that triangular shape. So just a idea for a layout that you can use in many applications and should work on most styles of layouts as well. So again, I'm just trying to build out these corners using this page of leaves and florals that I have here. It's a little bit trickier when you have paper florals because they don't lay on top of each other well with that background like a transparent sticker would. So I just am really kind of reworking some of these stickers to fit in the spaces that I think I have there. And then again, also just trying to make sure that I leave space on Sunday for a workout in case that gets done. I think I've gotten everything that I can fit on those two corners in without it being too overwhelming into the functional areas. So let's go ahead and lay a little bit of that washi tape for repetition so it mimics what's going on at the bottom, and put that on the top corners as well. I think I'm just going to move some of the washi tape around so that I can get a larger piece on the bottom. Let's reuse the ones I was using on the edges there. I was on the struggle bus a little bit there with the washi tape, but we got it in. Yeah, so now we'll put a nice long strip across the bottom, and then we'll layer in that script washi as well. And if you jumped ahead, sorry about the hair. Once again, had no idea how it was affecting the video. And just trying to figure out that final solution there for my workout area. I really love the bold pink background, but I feel like writing on top of it won't really work. I feel like it'll be a little too dark for that. Or maybe even do something where I'm punching through it so that you get a hole and can write on top of the paper. So that's kind of what I was working with here, because I had that pre-punched circle, and I thought I'd trim it out and just see how tight it would be in that space if I did do that. And it would be very tight. It looks like I would barely have any edge to it with those circles. But that could be really cool if you have a smaller circle punch and want to kind of create a little window, if you will, for your tracking or your functional area. But because that idea didn't seem to work, or wouldn't seem to work, I'm gonna pull in just this label sheet that I have in my stash I've used in the past, and I'm gonna cut it down and make like an insert. So it's gonna look like a colorful box in the end, but will give me a space to actually write on top of. And I just measured about how much space I would want for the border, and then I lay that in, and then we will go ahead and trim off the excess here, using that label sheet backer as a way to kind of save it and keep it from sticking down to the cardstock. So we got the first side done. Let's go ahead and glue it down to the page. Just using some Tombow glue runner here to stick it down. It tends to do a little bit better with heavier stocks of paper, but I also have a glue stick, which also could work. Or if you have double-sided tape, that could also work as well. I'm going to go ahead and cut out another strip of that label paper for the opposite side. Then we'll do the same process here, kind of line it up, although I started off a little bit crooked. Luckily, it came off pretty easily from the cardstock. I was having struggles here, getting it lined up. Third time's a charm, though. We got it there. And I think I'm going to cut this guy off just at the Monday mark, but I'm going to leave the cardstock for the floral elements to lay onto. That looks good. Let's go ahead and glue this down as well. I like how that turned out. I just love that nice bold element of color there. Let's go ahead and start here on the bottom and lay in the washi tape. But first, I think I want to white out the darker black lines just so it has a cleaner look. And while that dries, let's go ahead and drop in our stat stickers that are ready to go. And again, there is a mix of kind of pink and peach in here. The washi tape that I pulled is from Plantything from a while back, but it's a really versatile washi tape, and I'm really glad I have it. It has a marbled look, but mixes in kind of pink to warm orangey peach tan colors. So you really can get a nice spectrum of pinks and peaches together in one and kind of tied together with the washi tape, which I really like. I've used it in a few applications, and it's always been a way to bring in some color without it being too overwhelming, and just has that nice subtlety that mixes with lots of different shades of pink and tan. And let's go ahead and try to roll these guys off of the wax paper into their positions, starting with the center mark. I think I will be laying over the script washi on top of the florals, but leave the marbled washi in the back. So let's go ahead and do that. Just trying to get off these paper stickers all where they were on the sheet. I've also added a little bit of glue runner to the back of that circle, just so that it has something to grip onto with the paper. And now we'll lay over that script washi just to kind of get a vibe going on the spread. That looks good. I'm just going to adjust the script washi a little bit and bring that in so it looks more continuous. And let's go ahead and move to the corner. I'm going to go ahead and move in the washi tapes first, just to get a positioning of that, and then we'll lay over those florals. And let's roll off the top corner here. It is always a little trickier when the stickers aren't really touching, so I have to take my time, and things do tend to shift a little bit, so sometimes it's me hand placing stickers just to fill in the gaps. And decided to split those two up just so it was a little bit more balanced there. And now we will move on to the right corner. Again, I'm going to try to slip these guys off best I can. I think I moved this one in a little bit, but that's okay. Puts more on to Saturday, which is what I needed, because the decor on Saturday won't really make a difference since I don't have a workout to track on Saturday. So I'm going to go ahead and separate these pages with my precision cutter and then clean out the holes so I can get this in my planner. Again, just using that precision cutter with my little cutting mat that I got at Daiso on the cheap. That looks good. Let's go ahead and trim off the excess too here at the top. Saving any pieces because you never know. I do like to use all of the elements if I have a sheet of all the same style of stickers. So normally I don't like to leave any behind, especially if that's the only page or the only place where I have those types of stickers. But I didn't want to force it to be too full of stuff in the end either. So it's a balance. I do try to, like I said, blow out the stickers when I can, but I also don't want to overwhelm the spread needlessly because I just want to use some stickers up. I made adjustments to the washi there too. And we will go ahead and trim off the left corner. And we'll trim off the very bottom as well as clean out the holes on the left page. This one was a little bit trickier because I was cutting through that cardstock circle in some areas. And you can use a punch for this, you could re-punch it. I just don't have very good luck with my Happy Planner punch. If I was using my handheld punch, my power punch, it doesn't do as well on floppy items, so it's just sometimes easier to hand cut out those holes to make my life simpler overall. And once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye!